What's up, y'all? My name is Jeremiah Pouncey, and I'm a Cornell veterinary student, and I'd love to welcome you to Through Jeremiah's Eyes, where I'm about to tell you about my experience tracking wildlife and relocating some pregnant buffalo. So, this past summer, I was in South Africa doing some veterinary conservation work, which was focused on elephants and rhinos. But this day, we were actually going to be relocating some buffalo, as well as doing some pregnancy checks on some buffaloes as well. Now, to be able to do this, I partnered with Loop Abroad as well as a veterinary conservation organization called Wildscapes that's actually based in South Africa. And the entire team from Ben, Leah, Joel, Bart, literally everybody tangentially related to them is all absolutely amazing people. But we had to actually relocate these buffalo to not only perform some health checkups, but also just to reintroduce a buffalo into the herd. But as you can see, the herd was not too happy when we were trying to do that. So one of the big things about actually working with wildlife is the fact that you can't predict their movements, but you actually have to be really cognizant of the behaviors. Buffaloes out in the wild, they are prey animals and they find power in numbers. So when you see the truck with the team that actually had the buffalo on the back of it, you see that the actual herd of buffalo is trying to intimidate them. But that's why throughout this entire process, we had to be patient because we were actually eventually able to reintroduce the buffalo. And you can see that the herd was actually a little bit weary of the buffalo, but eventually took him in again. But after we were done with this, we had to actually go over to another location and do the same sort of work. But this time we would have had to be even more patient because it was multiple mama buffaloes with also calves in that pen as well. And with any animal, as you should know, the mom is not going to be wanting to be separated from the calves, and the calves do not want to get taken away from their mom. So we had to be really patient. We had to dart each of the buffaloes to be able to make sure that we are all safe while we're trying to perform these checkups, do the pregnancy checks, and give the proper vaccinations that we need to. But one of the cool things about any ruminant species or large animal species like a buffalo, like a cow, is that you do rectal palpations to be able to check if they're pregnant. So as you can see right here, my arm is up the butt of that buffalo, which is able to give me access to actually be able to feel around the insides of the buffalo. So I was moving my arm around a little bit and I was actually able to feel that there was a baby in the uterus. So congratulations to the baby buffalo, or I guess like the mama buffalo and the daddy buffalo. But regardless, I really appreciate you tuning into this episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes, where I showed you about a little bit about tracking wildlife as well as relocating some buffalo and making sure that these mama buffaloes were healthy and pregnant.